Live headline news at 4 in this edition. Anger and frustration grip residents of Ejiso over reports teachers are sexually abusing students of the local senior high school, and young man electrocuted on high-tension electricity pylon at Abuabo. Also, Hugh Masakela, the South African jazz trumpeter, dies. Now, let's look at the stories in detail. Now, natives and other residents of Ejiso are reportedly angered by reports teachers are sexually abusing female students of the local senior high school. The Chronicle newspaper Coast in Koswahin of Ejiso are saying sexual abuse is rampant at Ejiso Senior High School because authorities have failed to act on complaints by victims. My colleague Prince Apia is in Ejiso speaking with community leaders. Hello, Prince.
Hello, SAEED.
Yes, what have you gathered?
Yeah, SAEED, what I've gathered is that the Municipal Education Directorate and some stakeholders in education are currently in a locked-up meeting trying to find ways to address this particular issue. I'm told they've already started investigations, and as of now, they are in a board meeting fashioning out ways to come out with the punishment they are going to met out to whoever has been identified or who will be identified to have been behind this particular situation where we're told that young girls are being, forcibly having sex with, or whether they are being lured to have sex with this particular teacher or some teachers in the Jusujaben municipality. So the meeting, we are told, is ongoing. It's not open to the public yet, and if anything comes out, definitely we'll furnish our listeners' side.
Well, we pick information that the man who gave out this story is sort of being hounded because they think that he's bringing the name of the town and the school into disrepute. What have you found about that?
Yeah, SAEED, I should say that, of course, if you're a parent and sitting home and you hear that your ward or your child is attended this particular school and this particular incident is occurring, you will be worried. A parent, we are told, some have decided to take their wards out of the school. We are told that some of the parents are worried what they want. Some even traditional elders of this particular community are worried. They want this thing stopped. They want whoever is behind this punished. The law should take its course. The person should be brought out, shamed, and punished. So it has really erupted some anger among residents here, not only parents whose wards are in this school, but residents who live here are also worried that this is something that should not be condoned at all, should be, try to address as soon as possible, SAEED.
Have you been able to pick the sentiments of any student?
Not yet. I think the school authorities have asked the students not to talk to any media person. It has been very difficult getting any student to, give any comment about this particular issue. But we are trying hard to get at least something from this student. But those we've been able to speak to who are not students, some parents who we've been able to speak to who are worried about this issue, tell us that this shouldn't be anything that should be covered up. It should be brought to light for everybody to know that this kind of act should not be promoted at all.
Many thanks. Prince Apia is my colleague who is following up on reports of teachers sexually abusing students of Ejusuma Senior High School. And this is not an isolated case. In many of our schools, these things are happening, except that authorities and community leaders want to keep it under wraps. Now, in other news, a young man was electrocuted on a high-tension electricity pylon at Abuabo in Kumasi today. The deceased, identified only as Fatah, is alleged to have climbed the 33,000-volt structure in an attempt to steal cables. His body was found stuck to one side of the pole, sporting climbing belts, gloves, and safety boots. Residents say stealing of electric cables in the area has left many homes in irregular power supply. In a related development, residents of Susaichi have been thrown into shock after a 25-year-old man committed suicide. Osman Abubakar's body was found hanging on a belt tied to his neck from the ceiling in the early hours of Tuesday. Now, legendary jazz trumpeter Hugh Masakela, a leading figure in the struggle to end apartheid and the father of South African jazz, has died. He was 78. In a statement by his family, says he passed peacefully in Johannesburg after a protracted, courageous battle with prostate cancer. That's it for the news at 4.
May his gentle soul rest in perfect peace. On to our conversation for today. A 24-year-old Akia writes to us, and I read, my parents have been married for 26 years and have had a very interesting marriage. I have 3 siblings and they've always tried to give us the best they could afford. The seemingly happy marriage is now being threatened after I found out that my mother has been having a secret affair with my dad's best friend and business partner for many years. Among these, among the 3, who should I confront to end the clandestine relationship to save my parents' marriage? My mom, daddy, or daddy's friend?
This is just seemingly happy marriage.
Yeah.
Oh, then she's not sure about the
happiness of the marriage.
Exactly. But in any case, I think the first person to confront in this issue is your mom. Because, well, it is not every father who have this kind of the capacity to stomach these things when they hear it for the first time. Mm-hmm. You understand?
Yeah.
People may react in different ways. But if you want to approach it, there's this saying in Asante that, any this stick or whatever that may hurt you, you don't cut short, but you uproot it. You understand? So if there is any relationship, extramarital affair between the mom and any other person apart from the father, then it means it's coming from the mom. It's because the mother has given in. That is why anybody at all can intrude. Otherwise, it won't happen. So your mom is the best person to talk if you like, attack, not talk, attack.
Kofi?
Yeah. Well, I also see it from another angle where I would have to be bold and then see my father, okay, and then just discuss with him what I've observed, and then ask his opinion, what he can.
What if daddy has no idea about
So that is what I'm saying, that I am not just going to, throw it to him.
How do you go about that?
Daddy, I've observed this. I'm matured. Come on. That is why I'm worried. And I have to find out, are you aware? If daddy is not aware, probably then we just deal with it as a family, because at the end of the day, the fact that I'm coming to ask daddy will not mean that the whole world will come to an end because I've broken the news. Daddy will have to be tactical, and myself too. But then it depends on the approach, and the approach is to just, go in a way not to fight, but to seek how you can address the issue from your parents. Either Sai said mom, but I would rather go to daddy and then see what daddy can do, because at the end of the day, he is the head of their house. If there's anything going on, he should be in the known. And if he's not in the known, I am telling him, so he will know.
Okay, so are you talking to daddy to take action? Or
I am going to
what are you talking to?
I am going to find daddy's opinion. If he is not aware, this is what is happening. If he is aware,
what happens? What happens after you've told daddy about it all?
It's daddy's decision, because at the end of the day,
you leave it to daddy.
Yeah, because I am in the family, and I think this is coming to the family. And if there is anything, the head of the family will have to respond to some of the issues. And trust me, if my dad can't be there to answer some of these questions, neither my mom, who am I to do so? So the onus is on daddy.
Your dad never contracted his friend
to have an affair with.
So this is where exactly. I am telling.
So daddy, how do you expect your dad to resolve it when you are telling him for the first time?
Yes. So
that is why I am saying that I won't go to the dad's friend, because there, if I go there, I may be streaming into extremes, because the tendency for me to pull a gun is very, very high.
Don't do that.
So that is why I wouldn't go there, and I would want to hold my mom accountable, for her own action.
Well, mommy could just throw her defense to explain things, but daddy can handle it.
How do you defend this?
So I will not just tackle it with mommy. I would rather go to daddy.
Anyways, let's get talking on Facebook, Valov 99.5 FM. On Twitter, is at Love FM 99.5 or DJ Ruben 995. Stick and stay right here for some good more music on your More Music Drive.
You're rocking with the best.
Drive time on Love.